This is OneWrestling.com, 24/7 wrestling news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I am the mark of the masses. I am the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA today. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we talk TNA Impact 9/13/2012. But before I start my TNA Impact, I just want to wish Jerry the King Lawler, who is legitimately one of my favorite wrestlers and announcers. It's amazing. The guy is not only a Hall of Fame wrestler, but if he just announced his entire life, he would be a Hall of Fame color commentary / announcer. He is the best of the best, one of the best, and one of probably the scariest moments and the saddest moments for me as a wrestling fan, watching and finding out what was happening during Monday Night Raw. So I wish him, Jerry, if you get to see this video, I really hope you do. I wish that, and I pray that you get 100% better. Monday Night Raw need you. The wrestling fans need you. I've been following you since Super Clash 3 when you faced Kerry Von Erich for the Unification Championship fight for the AWA title and the WCCW title. I've been watching you that long, and I've been a fan that long, and this is sincere. I didn't write anything down. This is coming from my heart. I'm a big fan again, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish you the best. So, again, I'm very happy to hear that he's doing well today. Today is 9/14/2012, and anyway, let's move on to the review of Impact 9/13/2012. We start the show with a video recap of No Surrender, and we know now that Bully Ray actually loses the fight to Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy goes over in what was one hell of a match. But we're not talking No Surrender. We're now talking Impact. It's a whole new show. Austin Aries comes to the ring. He puts over the World Heavyweight Championship. And he puts over himself as the World Heavyweight Championship. But he gives credit where credit is due. And he says, Jeff Hardy, man, he calls Jeff Hardy to the ring. Jeff Hardy comes to the ring and he says, look, for everything that you went through, for all the guys that you beat, and not only that, but that night you got your butt beat by aces and eights, and you had to fight Bully Ray, and you came out injured, and you did it. He gave him credit. He said it takes one hell of a man to do that. He tipped his hat to him. Well, while this is happening, Bully Ray interrupts, and he comes down to the aisle, and he goes to Austin Aries. He's like, then you're lucky. You're lucky, Austin, because you know that I would have beat you for that World Heavyweight title. And then he goes over to Jeff Hardy, goes, and you're lucky too, because I felt sorry for you. He claims that he felt sorry for Jeff Hardy. He says that he took his eye off the prize, and that's the only reason why Jeff Hardy beat him. Well, this segment was cut short. I thought. I don't know if it was just me. Leave a comment below. I don't know if it was just me. It was a little weird, but it looked like the segment was supposed to go on. Maybe it went on a little long, but then Jeff Hardy's music kind of hits and interrupts Bully Ray before he goes to say something. He kind of rolls out of the ring. Nothing is actually, because he challenged Jeff Hardy to a fight, to a match later, and nobody really said yes or no between Jeff and Jeff says, yeah, I'll fight you, but Bully Ray never confirmed that he was going to fight him, and then all of a sudden you see Taz and Mike Tenay saying, and it's set, it's official, they're going to fight tonight, and I was like, what? When the hell did Bully Ray say that they were going to fight? Anyway, but pretty cool. Anyway, we move on. So now we move on to the Zema Ion Sanjay Dutt X Division title rematch, and it was actually a pretty quick match, pretty cool match. Listen, Zema Ion always puts on a relatively good match, and Sanjay Dutt is just a professional. He's been doing it for so many years, and he actually puts on a really good show. Really good match, but again, really quick. And before this match actually started, and I thought this was extremely classy on behalf of Taz, Mike Tenay, and TNA, they did mention Jerry the King Lawler, and they wished him well. So again, very classy on TNA's part. I love the fact that, company lines, forget about them. It's more important what happened to their wrestling brother. So it was really cool to see them actually, or to hear them mention that. But anyway, we basically we go towards the end of the match where we see Sanjay Dutt do a ridiculous, it was a pay-per-view, I think, bump taken by Zema Ion, where Sanjay Dutt does a freaking moonsault off the top rope and lands feet first onto Zema Ion's chest. Wow. That was one hell of a move. And I actually jumped off my chair like, holy, I don't want to curse, but you know what I mean. It was a good bump. But anyway, they end up outside the ring, and Zema Ion basically gets tossed down onto the ground again, and Sanjay Dutt goes up on the top rope. Looks like he's gonna try to do it again, but Zema Ion actually pushes his legs apart because Sanjay Dutt, he's on the top rope, and then he ends up doing this. And Zema Ion actually brings him down and rolls him up for 1, 2, 3. At that point, I thought Zema Ion looked like he was going to try to grab the ropes for a dirty pin, but actually he went for the clean pin because the way the referee was positioned, he was right there watching. So if he did the dirty pin, they might have not been able to finish the match that way. So it would have been too obvious. But yeah, Zema Ion goes over Sanjay Dutt. So who do you think is the next? Are they going to have Zema Ion hold on to that title until Jesse Sorensen comes back? I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, is Jesse Sorensen the next X Division Championship? Is he even good enough to hold that title? What do you guys think? I would like to know what you guys think about Zema Ion holding the title until Jesse comes back. If he does come back, we never know. But anyway, we'll move on. Anyway, we move on to the backstage, and we see Kaz and Daniels sitting in Hulk Hogan's office with their legs up. Well, actually, Kaz was standing there wearing a freaking Hulk Hogan T-shirt, while Daniels had his feet up on Hulk Hogan's desk, and he's sipping his drink. But Hulk Hogan walks in. They jump up. They get scared. But Hulk Hogan, brother, he's not upset, brother. He comes in and he tells them, he goes, "Hey, congratulations, dude. You guys did great. I'm gonna put you in singles matches tonight." They're like, "What?" Basically, if Daniels is able to defeat either Chavo Guerrero or Hernandez, then there will be no tag team rematch. If Kaz is able to beat either Angle or AJ Styles, then there's no rematch for them. But if AJ Styles or Kurt beat Daniels or beat Kaz, then they get a shot. But then if Hernandez and Chavo defeat Daniels, then they get a shot. So I don't know how that really works out. I'm not sure, and they don't really clarify it later. Maybe you could leave a comment below. Probably it's going to end up being a tag team 3-way. I'm not really sure how this is going to work out, but again, I am very happy. I said it before, I love tag teams. I love the tag team division. I wish the WWE had a better tag team division, more tag teams. But you know what? TNA doesn't really have a lot of tag teams, but they emphasize a lot on the tag team titles. And I think Kaz and Daniels have been doing a phenomenal job as tag team champions. I would like to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. But anyway, so that's going to be set up for later on. We're gonna move on. So now we have Bobby Roode, and Bobby Roode basically comes down to the ring and he cuts a promo on how he was screwed by Austin Aries the last time he was around, and how basically he wouldn't get the championship a championship match, and he basically said, you know what, I don't think it was fair that a guy like me can't go for the heavyweight championship, but my ex-tag team partner, who was riding my coattails the whole time, gets a tag team title shot. So basically he got jealous, and he came down to the ring during the pay-per-view, and he smacked Cowboy James Storm over the head with a beer bottle. Who wouldn't? Anyway, that's wrestling, like I always say. But Cowboy James Storm, not happy, comes down to the ring, and he attacks Bobby Roode, and he beats the living daylights. He knocks him. He beats him up and down the ring, around the ring, into the backstage. We move on to the next segment. This is going to be, I think, a really good end of a really good feud. It's been going on for, I think, over a year now, ever since they basically broke up. Who do you guys want to see as TNA World Heavyweight Championship? I always ask you guys. I like to know what your opinion, because this show is totally opinion-based. OneWrestling.com, everything, most of what we talk about here is opinion-based. We want to hear from you guys, the fans. What do you guys think the TNA or TNA management should do regarding who should be the World Heavyweight Championship? Do you think Cowboy James Storm could have a great run as a champion? Do you think down the line maybe a guy like Bully Ray should get a shot? Anyway, I would like to know what you guys think. But anyway, we're going to move on. Okay, so we move on, and we go backstage. We see Hulk Hogan with Brooke, and let me just really quickly say this. I say this all the time. I tell my friends all the time. I'm not a big fan of a lot of this, and not any of this, and I felt that this show, even though it was much better than the pay-per-view, I mean, this is what I felt. But way too many backstage segments, way too many promos, guys. Please, I mean, I love watching TNA. Their in-ring talent is unbeatable. Yes, WWE, their in-ring talent, I feel, is better than the WWE. But again, my opinion, I would like to know what you guys think. But we move on. We see Hulk Hogan backstage, and he's being a protective dad with Brooke, stating that, he's got to get somebody to look over Brooke. He wants Brooke walking with two people all the time. And they're interrupted by Joseph Park, Abyss's lawyer brother. And basically, Abyss says that he has some evidence, and he can't say what he thinks. It has to be evidence, and he has some evidence that will show up next week that may blow this case wide open. I'm very interested to see what Joseph Park has in store for us. But Hulk Hogan says, "All right, look, brother, I gotta go, dude. But can you basically be my daughter's bodyguard?" And Brooke, and not Brooke, but Joseph Park seemed to be very happy to oblige, let's just say. And so Joseph Park, I guess, is now Brooke's bodyguard and Hulk Hogan's lawyer. Anyway, we move on from there. So we move on to another promo. We have Hulk Hogan inside the ring. And Hulk Hogan is putting over the BFG series and how awesome it was and how it took TNA to another level, brother. I love Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry. I don't ever think I'm mocking Hulk Hogan, but that's my dude. But anyway, and Hulk Hogan is actually, he's boasting on how they locked down the Impact Zone and how Aces and Eights won't be able to get in. But then Aces and Eights are backstage, and they cut a promo, and they basically say, "Did you lock us out, or did you lock us in?" Interesting. They tell Hulk Hogan, "You better watch your back, because it could be anybody." Now, I have a pretty good idea of who some of these guys are. Let's just say, like I said last time, the big guy, he might have had a big red past. One of the other guys, let's just say he works very close with the Hulk and Dixie. And another guy, let's just say he comes from a lineage of champions. I don't want to give away too much. You tell me who you think some of these guys are. Leave a comment below. Anyway, we move on. So now Chavo Guerrero has convinced Hernandez that he will take his team to the promised land. So it is Daniels versus Chavo, which was another good match. Quick match, but it was a match, and any match on TNA is a good match. So they have a relatively good match. We go to the wind down of the match, and we see Daniels trying to bring the tag team titles into the ring, and he takes a swing at Chavo Guerrero, who he misses. Chavo Guerrero ducks, kicks Daniels in the gut, hits him with the Three Amigos suplexes, hits him with the frog splash. 1, 2, 3. Chavo Guerrero goes over Daniels. Now, so Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez get a title shot, and the other boys, AJ and Kurt Angle, get a title shot. Who gets a title shot first? Is it going to be a three-way dance? Interesting. But anyway, we move backstage and we see Cowboy James Storm, Mr. Sorry About Your Damn Luck. And he basically calls out Bobby Roode and says, "Next week is fight night." Or "Next week's fight night. And it's good for me, not so good for you." I guess he's going to basically call out Bobby Roode. Doesn't really specifically say he is, but he basically says he is. So, Bobby Roode, you better watch your back, because Cowboy James Storm is coming for you, dude. Anyway, we move on. Okay, so now we go backstage. We see Hogan, Dixie, Snow, D'Lo Brown. Anyway, D'Lo Brown, Pritchard, Brooke Hogan, all backstage. And they basically Ace and Ace got them a little nervous because they started pointing fingers at each other. Maybe it's you, maybe it's you. I mean, it got so bad that at a point Brooke Hogan used a term that I haven't heard since 1995, and she says that they got people joining their posse. Anyway, so out of obscurity, D'Lo Brown just says, "Why don't we just let them in? They're already inside. Let them in." D'Lo, where the heck did you come from? Weren't you on the road? Anyway, well, D'Lo Brown is a road agent, and D'Lo Brown is one of the backstage management. I don't know. I wonder. Anyway, so D'Lo Brown, basically, Hulk Hogan agrees with D'Lo Brown. So I guess they may just let these guys in. let these guys into the company. Who knows? Anyway, we move on. Finally, we have the match between Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy. And I know you guys, a lot of guys don't like Bully Ray. A lot of people say Bully Ray is not a good wrestler. But every single time Bully Ray gets in the ring with either Jeff Hardy, Austin Aries, it doesn't matter. In the words of The Rock, it doesn't matter. Bully Ray actually puts on a good show. Puts on a good match. And I thought Bully Ray did a great job this week. Anyway, we enter the match where Bully Ray actually hits Jeff with the bully bomb, but he can't keep Jeff down. Jeff Hardy kicks out of the bully bomb. Then Bully Ray goes for a big boot, misses. Jeff Hardy hits him with a back-to-back twist of fates. Goes to the top, hits him with the swanton bomb for the 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy is going to face Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship at Bound for Glory. Very cool match. Nice little twist. I had a feeling, I actually almost thought that maybe Bully Ray might steal that match and maybe he would be going to Bound for Glory. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, who is the leader of Aces and Eights? I ask you every week. Who are the members? Can you give me a couple of members? Who do you think they are? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. Like I always say, I would do this for a living. But if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll catch me here every week at OneWrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to say Jerry the King Lawler, please get better. We love you and we need you back. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next week. Peace.